So this is one of those videos that I have to post just because I know I'm gonna get questions about it, and that way instead of having to answer the same question over and over again, I can just point at a video. This Charlie Kirk thing, I just found out about this literally a few hours ago. I'm here in Cancun, Mexico doing Billy's event, and during the event, I was sitting behind someone and he had it up on his screen. I said, is that real or is that an AI thing? Charlie Kirk getting shot. So a few things. What do I think about Charlie Kirk? I've mentioned Charlie Kirk. I think he's was a perfectly decent person. I was not a fan, not because of his politics, but because he was a partisan. So he would say things like, Trump presided over the greatest economy America's ever had. No, factually incorrect. The greatest economy America ever had was 1946 to about 1961. It had nothing to do with Trump. Trump's economy wasn't even close. So he would say things like that because he was a Trump worshiper. We have those on the left, we have those on the right. Neither the left or what you call the left, the United States, what you call the right, United States, are rational, so they say stupid shit all the time, and he was in that category. Perfectly fine person, but he wasn't intellectually honest like most people who are hardcore left or hardcore right in the collapsing era in which we live. The fact that he got shot, as I've been pointing out many times, people getting shot, civil unrest, things like this, is something you're just gonna have to learn to get used to if you insist on living in the collapsing USA or cuckoo Canada or suicidal Europe, authoritarian Australia. These are things you just got to get used to. We don't have this problem in Dubai, we don't have this problem in Paraguay, but if you want to live in the collapsing West, this is something you're just gonna have to get accustomed to. Homelessness, rioting in your city, violence, civil unrest, people getting shot, assassinations, just like with Trump last year. This is something you're just gonna have to get used to, and this is something that's gonna continue to get worse as America, Canada, Europe continue to get worse and worse and worse as they spiral down toward collapse. And as I've said and shown 10,000 times, you could re-elect Donald Trump as president for life. This will still get worse and worse every year. On the left and the right, this is not a left-right thing, this is a collapsing Western world thing. Parallel to this is, there's so much I can say about this, but to keep this video quick. The parallel to this is what's going on in the UK right now. What's the biggest story in the UK right now in the last week? Is that a comedian was arrested at the airport with 5 armed police officers as soon as he got off the plane. Now, if you live in London, including the nice parts of London like Chelsea, you know, because you guys have told me, there's no point reporting crime to the cops because they won't do anything about it. They'll say, what do you want us to do about it? So if your car gets stolen or they smash your car and steal shit out of your car, which happens in the nicest parts of London, I saw it happen right in front of me. A year ago when I was in London, I talked about that on this channel. The cops won't do anything about that, but if you say a tweet they don't like, they will send not 1, not 2, not 3, 5 armed cops to come arrest you at the airport. You should be seeing right now, the news today coming out of the UK should be, oh my God, 42,000 people have just registered to leave the United Kingdom, are leaving the country. You should be seeing a mass exodus of people leaving the UK. You should be seeing a mass exodus of people leaving the United States. You should have seen that during the pandemic. But just like during the pandemic and just like now in the UK, people are going, well, that sucks, and then they stay in their countries. So here's what you right-wingers are going to do with this Charlie Kirk thing. You're going to do exactly what people in the UK are doing now. You're going to go, this is bullshit, the left's terrible, and you're not going to do anything about it. You're just going to stay in the United States, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. What you should be doing is leaving. I said that during the pandemic with the masks and the vaccinations and the social distancing, all that crap, you need to stay 5 feet away or else you're going to go to jail. Okay. You should have seen, out of 350 million Americans, you should have seen 10, 20 million Americans leave the United States instead of just a few like me, because I left during the pandemic. You should be seeing thousands, if not millions of people leaving the UK right now, but you don't. You're just going to sit here and take it. So what you're going to do with this Charlie Kirk thing is what you guys have been doing for about 20 years now. You're going to scream and yell and rant about how horrible it all is. And you're going to blame the left. Yes, they are to blame, but so are you. And you're going to make this into a left-right thing. And you're not going to leave the United States. You're going to stay right there and keep taking it like the little pussy beta male that you are. Instead of taking action, live a better life, a little more free life, a more happy life, a more stable life by leaving America and going to one of about 20, 23 different countries I've mentioned on this channel. If you don't like Paraguay or Dubai, those are my 2 favorites, great. You've got at least over 22 options. Are you going to do that? No. A small percentage of you are. And a small percentage are already doing this and have already done this. Great. You guys, my brothers, love you. Love you to death. Vast majority of you, including you people who are going to be really mad about this, aren't going to do shit. You're going to complain on the internet and do nothing. Kind of like what I said, during the Biden-Trump election. This was an observation someone else made, but it was accurate. They said basically, if the left doesn't get what they want, they burn down cities, and they do. If the right doesn't get, there is no right in the United States anymore. The right's long gone. You guys who love Trump love big governments. You're not right wingers. But anyway, when the right doesn't get what they want, what they do is they bitch on the internet. They buy another gun, and that's all they do. They don't do anything else. They stay in the United States, and they just keep taking it. The question for you is, if you're upset about this thing, knowing this is going to get worse, because it is, what do you plan on doing about it in terms of your life? Not voting for people, not bitching on the internet, that doesn't accomplish a thing. How much longer are you going to keep taking this and taking this and taking this and taking this and taking this? When do you finally say, oh God, I guess Caleb's right, I guess I got to look at leaving? For many of you, the answer is never. You're just going to go down with the Titanic and you'll blame left-wingers, and the left-wingers will blame right-wingers or blame billionaires. I don't have these problems. And people in my close community, friends, family, the smart family members, we don't have these problems. We don't. We don't have the assassination problems in Dubai. Is Dubai perfect? No, but it's way less bad than the United States. Dubai in 2025 is way less bad than the United States in 2025. Paraguay. We don't have these problems in Paraguay. We don't. Is Paraguay perfect? No. We don't have these problems. We don't. When are you going to leave? When are you at least going to start making plans to leave? You can't leave tomorrow, I understand. But anyone can leave the collapsing USA or the UK within 18 months. I don't care what your excuses are. When are you going to do this? Or are you going to keep bitching on the internet like a little puss?